Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Sexy Brutale. So, we didn't get very far, to say the least. Boy, does this guy feel slow walking around. It's a new day for me, and we're effectively just trying to walk around places and interact with things. It looks like a lot of these blue spots don't seem to synergize with much of anything, or they possibly are interaction points that oops, that was dumb. They very possibly are just interaction points with different abilities. Let's see, how do we get to the map? Just, there's no default go to the map option. So yeah. So we can peep through this. And this has a complex security panel, so we can't get through that, so we're gonna have to almost certainly get to that. It's funny, the back button on the controller doesn't do anything, and frankly for a 2017 game, it doesn't really make any sense that there wouldn't be a back button option function. So you're basically not getting anywhere in this. Let's zoom in a little bit, or a lot. You're not getting to a lot of these locations without a key thing. So we have like a dead person here, and they're freaking out in this like spider room. And they're getting stuck in the cobweb, and then the spider grabs them. And frankly, we're lucky to even get that far. We can see there's a beeping button in the background. But yeah. That would seem like that would be close to the end of the entire game. It would, like, I assume that would be just kind of the end of the game there, or this timeline where we're about to run out of time and we're just trying to get in rooms and map it out. So we've got like a whole camera system. So maybe if I got to this point. So we found the key to the security code, but noticeably there's something on the map that also it's telling us we need to go check on. And there's several like pinpoints here. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Until tomorrow. Now I have an invitation. I have another 2 of hearts. See, it just kind of feels like maybe the game would end. Like, and see, I don't feel like I understand that quite well enough. So we lost the record, but that seems to be the only thing we lost. Alright. So now the day starts over. And it always asks for the marquee to show at 7 p.m. You know, it's days like this I wish I was less competent. Then maybe I wouldn't get the tricky jobs. Okay. So we are here. There's something in... There's a spinner in this corner of this room and a spinner in that corner of that room, and that's getting marked. And let's just go through here quickly and then go through this room quickly because we haven't even been in this room. And I think we're pretty much just gonna have to go we're gonna have to go in different times and see. We don't have the right key for the job. So at some point, if we did have a key, that might be useful. And then starting in the casino doesn't really feel like it's much of a difference. It does seem like there probably is a case where we could set this as our start point. Alright, so that turns off one CCTV. Why are we turning off the CCTVs? I don't know. We don't have the security panel for that. Still. You see, this is where this whole gets kind of confused. So CCTV 3 is now turned on. And the lady like, I don't know what the point of that is, though, other than getting another card. Alright, so yeah, I don't know what the whole idea here is at all. Like, so now, hey, that screen, that looks like Trinity. Trinity. What the hell, Trinity? Where is she, Trinity? Terrible run of luck, sir. So he was gambling. I needed to change the camera over. And so now Clay comes and saves one person. Which is great, but I don't know if that saves the other person. Or is that just that there is already a dead person that we have to save later on? Oh god, easy now. Whoa, I got you. Clay, thank god. Let's get you up. Oh, Clay, I think I have to get this mask off. So 2 masks. I don't know what happened. What a fright. Boone, what are you doing here? Man, what a nightmare. Was it you who turned on the cameras? If you hadn't, I don't know what. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's get out of here, Trin. Bet you could still use a drink after that. Man, I could use a drink. You know me so well. Round the blackjack, loser does shots? It sounds like a plan with no possible downside. After you. So we've saved these two people, but apparently just on this floor there is a lot more going on, and now that we have the mask abilities, we can possibly use those abilities more. And we're back to our bloody protector, I guess. You found a way to protect them, Boone. Clay is an unstoppable force once he's roused. He and his brother both. But it's Trinity who is special. Take her mask. It's her gift to you. So we only get one mask, not two. So now we have Trinity's perfect hearing. Trinity's masks allow you to hear even the smallest sounds while spying or hiding. Listen to whispered conversations or other quiet noises by using the power of when the prompt appears. Additionally, you'll be able to hear more when you listen to your surroundings. Okay. And so was Trinity the character that was singing? Because I really can't tell very well. Like, I think she was, and that would make a lot of sense for perfect hearing if you're a singer. But the game is so zoomed out as far as looking at the characters and the art style. Arguably needs to be even more wild and distinctive. If there is one thing you can say about Japanese visual novel type games or Japanese anime style in general, is that they tend to make all the characters try to stand out quite a bit, either by having them have completely different hairstyles or completely different hair color. Zero Time Dilemma certainly tried to do that quite a bit, where each character stood out visually, and there would be very much no way to tell mistake one for the other. Trinity has exceptional hearing. Her blessing is now yours. With that mask, you'll be able to find a way through the guest rooms. There's a girl there who is fighting so hard against the darkness in this place. She needs your help, Boone. And so that seems like that potentially resets everything. But it's still Saturday. And we're still in the same place. And there's the Two of Diamonds character. So, the thing here now, though, is that we aren't looking to really escape. We're not really looking to save people as much as we're looking to escape. And so, yeah. Killer mask, interactable spinners, 4 CCTVs. There is a couple more rooms that noticeably we didn't get to, so we should probably go check those out too. Yeah, and the game kind of locked up at that point too. Let's see, right trigger. Let's just see if we can start over here. Restart the day, and apparently now there's just a straight up conversation in this other room that you have to start very quickly at to go. So something is changing in these timelines. Not Lucas. It's the staff. There's something wrong. The staff, man, are you? Shh, keep your voice down. It's like I said, we should talk to Lucas. But where is he? I don't know, maybe planning a big interest? I mean, it's his big party, right? Please, just do as I ask. Okay, I'll be there. But I can help you out. Alright, thank you. Reed is safely tucked in the theater. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Enjoy your stay. So it seems like the guests, the killer characters, are not going to just directly kill people every time they see them. Okay. It's good to know that. So everything just moves around. Well, it's funny that the icon that I keep seeing here is actually my icon, because I kept thinking that was the killer's icon, but I guess that isn't. Interesting. Well, my goal here is far too many times to do that. It feels like the game should really stop you from doing that. So there's our guy. And he's drinking a lot. But I don't know if that means I actually have to save him again or not. And see, that spinning sound effect we've been hearing, certainly, but I don't know if it means anything. I can't even get through that area. The sepia vinyl record. What? What was that noise? And see, she just typed in the code and opened that door, but the typing in the code alone didn't let me see the code. So warm in here. Where am I? I hear wings, butterflies. So she opens this and I don't see anybody. What, a drinks tray? Trinity, if you've ruined a romantic surprise, I'm gonna be so mad, I think is what it said. So the dead body that we saw originally seems not to be here. And what happens in this case where somebody might be walking towards the door while you're spying? You know what? I may not have been holding the right trigger correctly. I may have been holding the left trigger when she put the time in. Yeah, it does just kind of seem like she... It does seem like she kind of wanders around there. And just kind of consistently wanders in that area. Hmm. 5564. Got it. So I was holding the wrong button. Down. So knowledge does seem to follow you in different runs. This guy's moving fairly quickly through all of that. That guy in gold just walked without really seeing me or caring out the window. And then there's nobody here. Mirror is beautifully crafted, highly polished. Urn made of mosaic glass. I'm in a room that doesn't seem to have another exit. So, and I can't just walk through the mirror as if there's some magic there. Nor can I do anything with the record to possibly shatter this glass, because I think that might be the trick here. But there's not a record player anywhere close to this. So I find that all very strange, that scene we just saw there. I'm still not really loving this isometric appearance, and we still have this record player that we have a record with no record player seemingly working with it. Maybe I was supposed to just put the record on the record player upside down and just play the B side of it. That is a possibility. And it definitely does feel like there's a point here. And see, yeah, I don't know where that other body came from at this point. It definitely does feel like we're gonna have to, at some point, re-save everybody multiple times over, which is gonna make this game turn into almost like the ultimate heist game, where we're gonna have to have a whole bunch of extra abilities and a whole bunch of special effects and things like that. Special abilities and timing. We have a key to the old habits now. We once again can't go through that door. And so you have to press A apparently to get to the next level. And see, it's all getting rainy again in that section. We're running out of time, I think. Yep. So this time we lose both the key and the record. But we are making progress. Alright. See, it does seem like you can just keep on spinning this Is there some trick to this, though? Almost certainly there is, but it may be that you need some extra ability. Yeah, my thought is that there's probably 4 of those around, 2 in this area and possibly 2 very far away. The areas of importance seem to be getting pointed out to us more and more, and we want to see more of the second floor for sure. The one thing I haven't figured out how to do properly, though, is just change where I'm starting, because I really should be, I think, starting somewhere else. Starting actually in the casino. So what do we have to do this? I just press Y, and I think that probably sets us up so we start there. Right. So she's just singing. And then she does seem like she's going through that door. Yeah. Some enormous snake is blocking a path here. Almost certainly. Yeah, there's not really a lot to say here. It's just expand the map, expand where you can investigate and how far you can run in a certain amount of time. We just heard a gunshot. We've seen electrocution. I imagine a lot of these avenues in which... Oops, there was something I missed down there. I imagine what's happening is that each of the members is getting killed. Man, I keep hitting the wrong button. Over and over again. So the sixpence character that we saved first, I imagine is just dying again. Key to the old habits. Alright. And so I imagine this is just a case where we are going to need to try and move around as fast as possible. So we can't even go up towards any of those areas. Okay. It definitely seems like there's too many of the locations like that where you happen. And at the beginning of the game, you would almost assume that there was going to be a high number of times in which you would need to hide and have people walk past you, but so far early in the game they've managed to kind of avoid turning the game into one of those kind of horror games where you're just hiding. Interesting. now we have a new character. Willow Blue, the Flame in the Dark. Is that supposed to be the next person I save, I guess? Did we make it to the guest rooms? So, your first bet, I imagine, should be to... this candle is curiously cold. It almost seems like time might have sped up here. Let's see if this item is the key. Okay. So we're looking for a clock to set as our reset spot here. We can't go through there. Inherently, the entire facility can't be that big. Anyways. And it seems like we might be able to use this charm at some point in the future. Right. Okay. Okay, we need a winding key to wind that clock first. Okay. So we are now just desperate to find the winding key, because if we don't find that quickly... Phone key. Okay, there's the character that's hanging from the bell. So that bell sound... I definitely think they could have done a little bit better around the idea of making sure you see the murders, like a cutaway potentially. Let's see if this key unlocks this. And then what is in there? Recipe for something called the Hungry Charm. So we're gonna use all kinds of charms. This game doesn't feel too different from a game I played a while ago called The Cave, where it kind of has a kind of Ron Gilbert style silliness to it, and a items interacting with items concept. Let's see. So we have a Hungry Charm, which I guess we could see if that works. So I think we need to convince the fish to be hungry. Alright. Alright. So we now know where we want to be, as it is, apparently. It's something in that painting room of interest at the moment. And then if we zoom out, there is also still something of interest in the previous lower floor, which I just don't know what I really need to do there. And see, the markers aren't being the most useful. If we were to try and scrub through this, We kind of know that Boone stays in the casino most of the time, and the butterfly mask girl is there. And just like, who knows as far as other characters, because we're not even really focused on them. Just show hide knowledge. Right, see, this is way more useful now. Instead of having it just boil down to exclamation points, it turned it into points of interest. So the Hungry Charm first meal apparently needs to be fed there. Hungry Charm second meal is apparently there. And I haven't been reading all of this, so obviously I'm missing some of that. But yeah, before we can save this next character, fairly obviously we're going to have to rewind the clock. And I don't know if we're actually doing anything with the tequila slammer. So we probably then get this mask, and unless there was some other way in which I was supposed to save Clay Rockridge and get his mask, I assume we're just not getting that. When you look at these spots, there's room in the center for a mask, but there's really only 7. So if you combine these 2 into 1, these 2 into 1, and these 2 into 1, then you end up with 7 potential masks that you have. As far as general ideas of how many people or how long this game is, if we have 10 out of 52 cards now, that does seem to imply that we may be 1/5 of the way done with the game already. Although it does kind of seem like the game can just go on for a fairly long time. Like, there definitely seems like there's room for a lot of grinding and a lot of repetition. The music kind of changed, so I'm not so upset with it now. So yeah, I've been able to kind of accommodate myself to the music in the game, but this definitely is one of those games where if I tried to play it like a normal person, which I can't as a YouTuber, and played it for like an hour or 30 minutes on the weekend and then came back a week later, almost certainly you wouldn't remember what's going on and you would just lose interest in it. So this really is one of those marathon games where you're going to want to play it in 1 or 2 sessions. It doesn't seem like it's that long. You spend a weekend on it, maybe an extra couple days, spend a whole week on it instead of just a weekend. But you really are going to want to learn the layout and learn the timelines of these characters. And I still wouldn't be surprised at that point if there isn't going to either be a need for a walkthrough or for the game to give you very specific mappings of where you need to go. One of the things that also seems fairly weird here is that if there really are going to be 52 killers, which maybe there aren't, maybe there's only like diamond killers, 2 of diamonds, ace of diamonds, things like that. If that would bring it down to 13, which is much more reasonable considering there's only 7 characters in the whole game to be saved. Otherwise, we're going to get to a point where this turns into a weird, almost stealth game where you're having to wander around and avoid being seen by 52 of the house guests. I can't imagine a better system than just reducing it down to at least 13, if not fewer, killer characters. But that does potentially also open up a chance that we might get a new game plus where there are heart killers or spade killers or club killers, which playing this game 4 times in a row, even if everything was moved around and characters were moved around, or rooms even were just randomized, I don't know if that would be enough to make me want to play it 4 times in a row. That would be asking quite a lot. It would make a lot more sense if we started seeing guests that were hearts that somehow gave you some benefit. You'd almost assume it would give you hearts as in life, but I don't think you need life in this game. I don't think you're going to have a life bar. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. We're going a little long, I guess, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wish list. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.